All right, good morning and happy NFL Free Agency Day. You're watching Philadelphia Eagles Now by Chat Sports. I'm Chase Sr. Hope all of your weeks are off to a great start. What a week it's going to be for this football team. A lot of pivotal decisions to make, and today's show to set the stage for free agency is presented by Manscaped. Get 20% off and free shipping at manscaped.com/chat. Products for you below the belt, but also their new beard products, which will tell you more about coming up later on today's show. So the point of this morning's episode, Eagles free agency buzz with the tampering period set to begin today, Monday, 12 o'clock Eastern Time, 9 a.m. for those of you out on the West Coast. And this is a reminder to subscribe to the channel because every move that the Eagles make, even if they lose some players, we'll be talking about it here on Philadelphia Eagles Now, approaching 43,000 subscribers. We live for these big events. We get out shows faster than any other Eagles YouTube channel out there, and I believe that our analysis is upper echelon among the media types out there covering the birds. So lock us in. It's Philadelphia Eagles Now. I'm Chase Sr. So let's set the stage here by taking a look at the Eagles 2023 NFL free agents. Obviously, Brandon Graham here on Friday, as we covered, re-signed with Philadelphia. One-year deal up to $6 million. But a lot of marquee players set to test the market. Fletcher Cox, Robert Quinn, Javon Hargrave, Jason Kelce, James Bradberry, who we'll talk about today, Isaac Seumalo, Andre Dillard, Kaiser White, TJ Edwards, who we're also going to discuss, and Ndamukong Suh, a couple of others there. And then you have Rick Lovato, Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, one of the big ones, Sua Opeta, Tyree Jackson, Gardner Minshew, and Marcus Epps. There are 11 combined starters offensively and defensively who are 2023 free agents. That does include 7 marquee defenders on this football team. And one of them is James Bradberry. There's been a lot of speculation, a lot of buzz that he is going to leave in free agency. But over the last 36 hours, maybe a little bit of a change in tune. And maybe Bradberry could return to the midnight green. Here's what he had to say to Josina Anderson. I know there's definitely interest from the Eagles. I would love to play for the Eagles. I definitely see how bright the future is for the team. I'm just waiting to hear on the exact terms from them. I believe they're also waiting for what the market tells us all, because I'm also anticipating interest from other teams too. So they told me whoever calls, just make sure I also give them a chance to match. I love that from Howie Roseman and the crew. You get a contract offer out there, James Bradberry, let us know what it is, and we'll let you know if we decide to match or let you walk to get the bag. After the Super Bowl loss, Bradberry said himself from his locker, quote, "It will be a combination of winning and money. Eagles can check one of those boxes, winning. Can they check the other with money?" And this is something that we talked about after that Darius Slay trade permission was sought to him and his agent Drew Rosenhaus. Could the Eagles trade away Darius Slay, which then allows them to sign James Bradberry for cheaper than the cap hit and base salary of Darius Slay in 2023, and also bring back CJ Gardner-Johnson? We're about to talk about Chauncey Gardner-Johnson. First, though, let's hear from you in the comment section. Who was the best player in the Eagles secondary last year? We're talking corners as well as safeties. Embrace debate. Drop us a name down below. As for the aforementioned Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, the Eagles making a push, according to Dan Graziano and Jeremy Fowler, really want to bring him back in free agency. And this is also something that we've been talking about since that Super Bowl loss, is that the Birds have made CD Deuce a priority, but are they going to be able to pay him as well? Here's what ESPN had to say about the trade acquisition, who made that transition from nickel slot corner to safety really seamlessly. The Eagles have several key players they could bring back, and though it appears they are waiting for markets to develop before reacting, some around the league believe they've made a strong push to re-sign safety Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, who appears set for the free agency market. That could open up the door to re-sign cornerback James Bradberry, as well as another player. Could it be another player on that defense? TJ Edwards, an important one. Marcus Epps along that defensive line. Some question marks there as well. Let's circle back to the Darius Slay domino. If the Eagles trade away Darius Slay, then they realistically could bring back C.J. Gardner-Johnson as well as James Bradberry. And would you rather have a secondary with both of them or Darius Slay and a couple of new pieces? Make that decision for yourself. Howie Roseman's already thinking about it. And I thought that what Ryan Clark had to say on ESPN really echoes what we've been talking about here. I'm not saying or comparing the two, but as important as Jalen Hurts is to this offense, I believe C.J. Gardner-Johnson plugs in the exact same way defensively. I don't really disagree. In fact, I've been saying that along these lines. There is a void when you lose a personality and a leader like this in the locker room. Like when the heart and soul of your defense leaves, like a Brian Dawkins, it's really hard to replace that production, but also that presence, that swagger, as well as that confidence. That's why I've said all along, I'd love to bring C.J. Gardner-Johnson back to Philadelphia. I think he's an emerging star at that safety position, and he only has one full season of playing that safety spot under his belt in his NFL career. So which NFL free agent must the Eagles keep? Is it Hargrave, who we're going to talk about? Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, James Bradberry, somebody else? Drop a name once again down below. If you want to interact with me all throughout the week, please feel free to do so. And please give me a follow on Twitter and Instagram at Chase_Senior. I'm really trying to grow my Instagram page. Anytime the Eagles make a move, I'll kind of handle it in a breaking news type of fashion on my Instagram with the photo, a take, and all that. Trying to really improve my social media presence over on Instagram. I'm already verified on Twitter, of course, trying to grow that platform as well. Before we get to some more free agency buzz surrounding the Birds, today's show, like I said off the top, it's presented by Manscaped. 20% off and free shipping if you head to manscaped.com/chat and use the promo code chat. Like Jay-Z once said, this is a public service announcement. Manscaped now has beard products, and they're going even further with their brand new Weed Whacker 2.0. Go ahead and tell the world the leaders in below-the-waist grooming are traveling north of your South Pole with the revolutionary grooming products for all the homies with the beard, like producer Coop here to my right. The new Weed Whacker 2.0 and their new beard line confirms they have all the best tools for your hygiene box. Time for you to upgrade your game by heading to manscaped.com/chat. Use the code chat for 20% off and free shipping. Gentlemen, you can also meet the Beard Hedger Pro Kit, the ultimate package that makes it easier than ever to craft your signature look. You already know I use it a lot because I always rock the beard, right? It all starts with the cordless electric Beard Hedger. The Beard Hedger, tough on hair but smooth on your face. Waterproof cordless trimmer, has a rotary wheel and all that. So one more time, manscaped.com/chat. Promo code chat for 20% off. They also have shampoo and conditioner, beard oil, beard balm to moisturize, style, and shimmer your new beard. Plus, the kit has 3 free gifts, a beard brush, comb, as well as scissors. For Javon Hargrave, so long Hargrave, with Daron Payne of the Washington Commanders now getting $22.5 million per year on his new deal, which was signed yesterday. Hargrave likely to cash in. Now, Daron Payne, the younger player who's going into year 6. Hargrave, on the other hand, is 30 years old. I still believe he can get a 3-year deal worth about $60 million, maybe more, maybe a little bit less, but somewhere in that neighborhood. And if you heard it here first, hey, I think that's what he's going to get. I've been saying this for about a month or two. This isn't perceived as a great free agent class, ESPN said, but the top of the defensive tackle market could get pricey. Philadelphia's Javon Hargrave expected to get a big money deal for some team. Probably not Philadelphia. Career year for Hargrave this past year in 2022, 11 sacks, and since Howie Roseman signed him to a really good contract at the time after he left the western portion of the state in Pittsburgh to head east to Philadelphia, he has been a great acquisition for this football team. 11 sacks last year, and teams across the NFL, what are they looking for now in this offensive-laden era in which a lot of teams are slinging the rock a lot? They are looking for stout pass-rushing defensive tackles. Back in the day, oftentimes defensive tackles did not rack up a lot of sacks. The game has changed. Hargrave has been a part of that evolution. As for the latest on TJ Edwards, great year for him this past year. A guy who started his career as a bubble type for the 53-man roster and has turned into one of the best linebackers in the NFL, one of the highest graded linebackers by Pro Football Focus this past season. ESPN with an update on him and his market, a player whose market might surprise Philadelphia's TJ Edwards. He could get more money than people think. He racked up nearly 300 tackles and 12 pass deflections in 2 seasons with Philadelphia. And this past year, when you look at Pro Football Focus, whether you like him or not, highest graded linebackers, it included guys like Fred Warner, guys like Bobby Wagner, guys like TJ Edwards. They were all closely grouped together as some of the best backers in the NFL. How about Fletcher Cox? So we're going to go to this Twitter account here. Let's go to the phone. Now, I'm popping their Twitter and tweets up because last year they were on it when Fletcher Cox had gotten released and then brought back by Philadelphia. So they might have some inside sources on the Fletcher Cox front. Nothing official, they took to Twitter to say. But we don't expect Fletch to be an Eagle next year. Could he come back for cheap? I had tweeted this out the other day. You let Hargrave walk. You get Jalen Carter in the NFL draft. You team him up with his former Georgia teammate in Jordan Davis. You have Milton Williams as a backup and Fletcher Cox as a rotational defensive tackle. That's ideal because Cox played well last year. Not the same player that he once was when he was putting together all-pro, Pro Bowl caliber seasons, and is going to go down as one of the best Eagles of all time. We'll see what happens with Fletcher Cox. He could cash in for like $7-8 million on a 1-year deal, maybe a 2-year deal for a team that's looking for defensive tackle help. Probably his last opportunity to cash in on a sizable contract. One more time, make sure you subscribe to us here on Philadelphia Eagles Now. We'll be talking about every single move that the Birds make, closing in on 43,000 subscribers, and we're going to be bringing the heat all throughout this week.